Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining my podcast, my channel, Tupac, Two Tupacs. I'm going to tell you later why I named it Two Tupacs. You have to know there's a reason behind that. But we're on the podcast at this time, and I have titled it The Conspiracy Theories of Tupac Shakur, Truth or Deception. There's a reason why I decided to do this podcast. I am a diehard fan of the conspiracy theories behind Tupac Shakur, and I have listened to them over the years. And based on some of the things that I have learned, I have been questioning whether or not we have been given the truth or have we been deceived. So we're going to start out with right here. There is a lawsuit that was filed by Orlando Anderson, which we all know was supposed to be the alleged shooter of Tupac Shakur. He decided to shoot Tupac after retaliation of Tupac jumping on him with Suge Knight and their entourage at the MGM Grand on September 7th, 1996. Now, what does not add up about this particular lawsuit is Afeni Shakur did a counter lawsuit, and her lawsuit inside of it says that, or reads that, Orlando Anderson got out of the car and shot into the car of Tupac Shakur. And that's the car that the BMW that Suge Knight and Tupac were in. Now, keep in mind, for years, we have been told something totally different. We have been told that there was a drive-by. Tupac is hanging out of a car. People saw him. The people that were in the white Cadillac, they pulled up and on the corner of Koval, I'm sorry, Flamingo and Koval, I believe those are the names. I'm having a brain tease, even though I've been studying this for years. And they were able to shoot Tupac, miss Suge Knight. Most of the bullets were in the door, and somehow one of those bullets would be the one that entered his somehow ricochet and go into his lungs, and that would be the reason behind the death of Tupac Shakur. Now, that article came from the New York Times, and I don't think that they would have falsified anything, and I know they didn't because right here we are provided the actual information which I found on the internet. Found it a couple months ago, can't find it now. I've been looking at it for years. I went back a couple months ago and thank goodness I decided to screenshot it. But it tells us that that Orlando and Afeni Shakur has said in her lawsuit that Orlando Anderson got out of the car and he shot into the car of Tupac Shakur. And later, this whole lawsuit was dismissed, but that's not what we were told, guys. So here again, this is Afeni Shakur. This is just the bottom part of the lawsuit. I wanted to make sure I provided all of it. Not sure how it's going to record. I'm going to go back and take a look at this, and you guys can help me out and tell me what I need to do. Help me create a good podcast. I'm hoping that you guys help me. Remember, I know I'm supposed to tell you like and subscribe. I'm going to make sure I tell you that. But anyway, so this all started with we have basically, we saw where Tupac got shot. It was all over the media, a drive-by shooting. It was a gang war between the Crips and the Bloods, and that's what they want us to believe. But why do they want us to believe that when we know that that's not true? Because here's the lawsuit that states that this was not just a fight that happened at the MGM, and then next thing you know, Orlando Anderson decides to shoot Tupac Shakur while he was in the car with Keefe Dee and some more people that was in the car. Orlando, Keefe Dee, and there was two other people allegedly in the car. So it goes back to Greg Kading. And help Tupac fake his death, or is it a cover-up? Truth or deception, guys? Which one is it? You help me decide. Later on, we're going to go to, I am going to do some more episodes, and I'm going to have episode 2 where we go back and follow up on all the information and who provided certain information to us about what happened the night that Tupac Shakur was. Just want to add a correction. I called out The Art of War, which is a book that Tupac studied. When I meant to say The Art of Dialogue, I was trying to mention that Gene Deal was recently on the Art of Dialogue channel where he says that Suge Knight needs to tell the truth, that the shooter got out the car. It's amazing. Gene Deal knows a lot of information, guys. I'm starting to think that this is all just a setup because he's telling us um, when Diddy's going to jail. It's going to be September, and I have more information to tell you that I always knew all of this because there is a book called the White Book that tells us a lot of information, and it all leads to 2024. This is not all just a coincidence. Even with Cat Williams said this is the year of the truth. Guys, you got to come back. You have to come back to my channel so we can look at my next episode. Thank you again. I appreciate you following.